welcome everybody to the All-District Orchestra Concert. This concert is going to include all of the orchestras from grade 7 through grade 12. We're very excited. It's been a long time since we got a chance to do this concert. It's going to be great. For those of you who don't know me or don't remember me, I'm Madison Sax. I am the orchestra director at Discovery. And first, we have the 7th grade orchestra. Look at them. The last time we had this all-district concert, I don't think these guys even were in orchestra yet. Like, I think it was before they even joined. It's been that long. We're going to play 2 pieces for you. The first is going to be Rey's theme from Star Wars The Force Awakens, and there will be 2 violin solos, it'll be Aaron Cross and Bria Burgess. Why did I forget how to say her last name? Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I'm sorry. And then our second piece is going to be Yo Ho Ho, we're a fiddling crew. I am 6. All right, I'm glad you enjoyed our 7th grade performances. Now up is the Discovery 8th grade. And we've got 2 pieces for you as well. Our first one is called Day of the Dead, so it's very lively and celebratory, and you'll hear some fun percussion in the back from Vicky. And then we're going to end our part with The Incredibles.
Hello everybody, my name is Brad Lambricht, and I'm going to keep this orchestra up here for just a second, other than the fact that I'm a bit of a proud dad. I'm going to keep them up here for just a moment, because we have to recognize somebody incredibly special. Very, very special to this program, very, very special to this community, very, very special to me. For those of you who don't know, Mrs. Sax is a wonderful, wonderful individual. And she and her wonderful husband have decided to move on. And they are moving to Minneapolis here at the end of the school year. So she will be leaving us and not with us any longer. And some of the students wanted to say something. Brooklyn, did you want to speak?
I got it. Okay, I'm Brooklyn. I'm a sophomore. I want to come up here and say how very special Maddie is to me and our orchestra program. We've had her since 6th grade, and she's definitely like a mom to all of us, and she will be missed, but we will love her forever.
So I'm not going to go on and on because this is already a long enough concert the way it is. Madeline, I don't know how many of you know this, but when Maddie took the job here, we opened up the position. Several of you maybe remember Mrs. Edelston, and she was here and she did a wonderful job and she moved to Fargo. It's those darn husbands, they take them away. Sadie was here and we opened up the position in Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Dakota. And we went through the interview process, and I got done, and one of the principals looked at me and said, "Well?" And I said, "Nope, it's not going to do it." So we opened up the position again. "Nope, not going to do it." So we opened up the position a third time, and we had to go to Nebraska and California to find Maddie. And for those that don't know, the first winter she was up here because Madeline is from Southern California originally. Minnesota was rough. And working with me is rough. So poor Maddie had a lot of work cut out for her. She soon learned that if she needed to get a hold of me that day, she had to call me, email me on my personal phone number, send me a Snapchat, send me a Facebook message, text me again, and then call me a second time, and I might get back to her within the hour. But she's one of the few people that understood that. But more importantly, I knew she was a good fit for this program when her students started calling her Mama, Mama Long. That's what they started calling her. And she hates public speaking. It is not her favorite thing to do. But she gets up in front of an ensemble and they adore her. And she is a very, very, very special person, and she is going to be greatly missed by me and this community. So let's give Maddie a round of applause. All right, freshmen, let's get up here. We got to move on to the concert. So what you have in front of you up here, this is the Intermezzo Orchestra. We moved to the high school. These are the freshmen, the ninth graders. Intermezzo is a musical term. It means in between, and Lord knows freshmen are in between something. So this group was in COVID the last couple of years. When they came to the high school, I think they were a little nervous. Well, now you get to hear the very end. I love the all-district concert because you can see the 7th through the 12th grade. The progression is really, really fun to watch. I warned these kids when they got up here that this was going to be probably the most enjoyable class they had in high school, but also one of the most difficult. And I think that has posed true. They are doing 2 pieces for you tonight, Dona Nobis Pacem, which is Latin for give us peace, and Crusade, which is a religious war. That makes sense, right? Let's go from peace to war. That sounds like a freshman thing to do. So, we're going to start with Dona Nobis Pacem. in front of you, this is the high school Philharmonia. This is the second ensemble at the high school, and it's grades 10 through 12. There's also the largest group we have up there with a weird cello army. But they do have, there's a lot of them up here, and the others have to kind of compensate for that a little bit. So you'll see in your program that the first piece we're doing is a piece called Moonglade, but it is being conducted by somebody else. So we have this neat opportunity in the high school that, and this is, younger kids, this is good for you to pay attention to, because this opportunity exists because of the CAPS program, where students that are interested in other careers can go out and try those careers a little bit. And every once in a while we have an education student, somebody who wants to go into education, believe it or not. They come and study under us for a little while, which is really exciting and really, really fun. So the person who's about to come out here, Ms. Olson, Emma Olson, is a senior in high school. She's a viola player in the Symphonia. You just saw her playing with the freshmen. And then she's actually helping me direct this ensemble. That's right, she spends like, I don't know, 9 hours a day in the orchestra room alone. I don't think she goes to school otherwise. She just kind of hangs out in the orchestra room. We all know those kinds of kids. But anyway, so she's hanging out here and she's directing this piece as kind of a senior project for her, and she's going to come out and talk about the piece. So please welcome to the stage, Emma Olson.
First and foremost, I would like to take a moment just to thank the Alexandria area music department for all the hard work that they do into our music programs. I also want to take a moment to thank Brad Lambert and Madison Sax for all the hard work they put into the orchestra program. None of these musicians here would be how they are today without those two, wherever Maddie is. So give them a round of applause as well. All right, anyway, enough of the sappy talk. Let's get into the piece. So I've chosen the piece Moonglade, composed by Tyler Akari. Moonglade is about the moment the moon hits the water's surface, creating a moonglade, creating a guiding light for animals and wayward travelers navigating the dark woods. Akari wanted to convey the magical mysteries surrounding things rarely seen and told of only in folklore. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy.
Aren't they fabulous? They're just wonderful. Let's give Emma another round of applause. The next piece that the Philharmonia is going to play is a piece called Fire Dance by Soon-Hee Newbold. Now, Soon-Hee Newbold is an up-and-coming composer in Hollywood. She writes for movies and commercials, and in reality, what she really writes for a lot of is video games. So this has a little video game-ish feel to it. That's become a big thing in the composer world. Now, the challenge of this piece is not just the notes, but the rhythm. So quite often we do a piece that's in 4. Oh, it's lovely, it's in 4. Or 3, perhaps it's a waltz. Fantastic. Maybe even 2. No problem. This piece is in 9. And it's not. Normally when we do 9, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Easy, no problem. Not this work. This piece is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. It just goes like this all the time, which is awesome. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're doing Fire Dance. I hope you enjoy it.
playing back there?
This final group in front of you is the Symphonia. This group is the top orchestra in the high school, and in order to get into this group, 7th and 8th graders listen to this. In order to get into this group, they have to pass level 6. We have a level system in the Alexandria Public Schools, and in order to get into an ensemble, certain ensembles, you have to pass certain levels. And this, they have to pass level 6 to get into. It's a pretty high level to get to this point. They're a very accomplished group, they're a very fun group, they are not lacking in personality. We will give them that. You're going to see that they're very animated players and they love to play together. Before I announce the pieces, we have something very, very exciting to tell you. There are 3 members of this ensemble that were acknowledged for auditioning for All-State. We have Ben Cook over here on cello, who was an alternate for the Minnesota All-State. Ben, will you stand up, please? We have in the back corner over there playing on a giant instrument that I'm sure many of you are looking at and going, ooh, shiny. The harp, Abby on the harp back there made it into the All-State band on her harp. So let's give Abby a round of applause. And up in the front in our concertmaster position, Ms. Michaela Hinnenkamp made it into the All-State Orchestra. Let's give her Every once in a while, we have a tremendous orchestra program here in Alexandria, but every once in a while, we get an all-state player. We've never had 3 since I've been here, so that is an amazing situation for us. Let's give all 3 of those kids a round of applause. Now, the 2 pieces that we're playing for you, the first one is called Adagio for Strings. Now, Sammy Barber wrote this piece, and it's a little, we don't really know why he wrote it, but there's a lot of speculation behind it. And it's a little timely that we're doing this piece right now. In fact, I was going to do a different piece, and then I gave this piece to you guys 2 weeks ago? Yeah, approximately 2 weeks ago. They're looking like, yeah, you're nuts. So they got this piece 2 weeks ago. Many people feel that this piece is based on humanity and finding our inner grace, so to speak. Ironically, if you play this piece and you go to Washington, D.C., and you go to the Holocaust Museum, you can walk around the Holocaust Museum and there are shoes around the outside of the Holocaust Museum. And if you walk around it at a regular pace, in other words, metronome equals 72, in case you were curious, but if you walk around it at a regular pace, it takes you the same amount of time to play this piece as it does to walk around the shoes at the Holocaust Museum. I think when you hear this, you'll understand why that's kind of important. We're going to take a break in between the 2 pieces, and the seniors are going to get up and say something. There's going to be a little bit of a slideshow introducing our seniors. And then the last piece that we're going to play is a piece called Perseus. Now, those that are into mythology, Perseus is a very exciting story. And this is actually the story. I love story pieces in orchestra. This is the story of Perseus slaying Medusa. And you will hear the snakes of Medusa's hair dying and everything in this piece. It's so cool. So, we hope you enjoy. Oh, by the way, those that are seniors, this orchestra played Perseus when these seniors were 8th graders sitting back there. And some of them remember it quite vividly, and it made quite an impression on them, and they were both really excited to come to high school and terrified, weren't you? Yeah, it's awesome. So, we're going to start with Adagio for Strings. I'm scared that you were going to say something.
Hello? Oh, okay. So, is Mrs. Sax still here? Would you come to the stage, please? Alright, so my name is Anna and I play violin in the Symphonia Orchestra. And we wanted to give Mrs. Sax a gift today, because what many people might not know is that we were Mrs. Sax's first 7th grade class. You can come over here. We were her first 7th grade class, and now we are graduating, and she's also leaving. And so we want to honor her with something. And so I'm going to go through a little haul of what we got her to commemorate her time with us. So let's start off nice and give her flowers. Pick those out. She is, of course, sleeping with her husband, so we got them plenty of snacks for the drive. Yeah, there were so many years more. We have that. And we also know that she loves ramen, and so we got her a case of ramen that she can have in her new place in Minneapolis. And the last one was a collective agreement. Mrs. Sax used to say that she had to have Red Bull to deal with us. And so we bought her a case of Red Bull. It's the variety pack. We have, it's upside down. Yeah, I think you want it. So we have regular classic Red Bull, which she loves. There's a watermelon flavor, and then there's also sugar-free. So whichever one she needs for the day. Yeah. So there's a bag, but the string broke on the way. So it's very heavy. But we just wanted to give her something to thank her for the so many years she spent with us, and to let her know how much we love her, and that we will always remember her. So let's give her a round of applause. Viola and also Costa Rica.
I have a lot of things to share.
Brad, it's your turn.
Alright, well, most of you have heard my introduction. I'm Emma Olson, also a senior violist. I play the cello, and I waved my hands around earlier, so come on, Bradley. He says no ghosts every year, but every year you don't listen.
Surprise, surprise.
So, alright, well, here's the first part of your gift.
Do I have to open it?
You do, yeah. There's an explanation.
It says Lord, Maestro, Mr. Teacher, sir.
Now you might be wondering, why does it say Lord?
I am a little curious.
Well, so we all pitched in and bought you a 1 feet by 1 feet piece of land in Ireland, and you'll Scotland. But,
Really?
I paid for it this morning. It's going in your house. Paperwork. We thought we had to keep the tradition going with the name and add a little bit more spice to it with the senior class of 2022.
Fabulous. Well,
So you'll get the certificate and everything in the mail in a couple weeks.
well, thank you, I guess. So for those that don't know, the Maestro Mr. Teacher Sir business, a few years ago, there were some new teachers to the district, and some of their students were calling them by their first name. And they didn't like that. And I understand that, being a young teacher, but I'm old now. So several years ago, the choir students all knew me as Brad, because that's what Mr. Dietz called me. They just called me Brad, so I started doing that. And then my students started calling me Brad, and I'm like, whatever. I don't really care. And as you can see, they still call me Brad all the time. Well, Mr. Duenhager came down, the principal, and said, you're gonna have to start going by your last name. And the kids were like, nuh-uh, we're not doing that. So I was then referred to as Mr. Maestro Teacher, sir, for a year. The entire title. And so now I get Lord.
We just wanted to all say, I guess, well, I'm the one who say, but we all mean it, that we very much appreciate you and everything you do. Like I said before, we would not be the people that we are today without you. You're just who you are and your amazingness. So.
Thank you very much. So I think the Symphonia is sitting back behind this group going, oh Lord, look at who is leaving right now. If you look at this crew up here, this is my COVID crew. And I want you to think about that for a second, because these kids were starting to become their true high school selves when that hit. And they had to do online school with me, which was very entertaining from time to time. I remember some very interesting situations where, for instance, like, we'll say Emma coming in her pajamas to Rainbow Strings regularly, or Matt back there I made fun of. Matt, will you raise your hand? I made fun of Matt one day because I'm like, you have a color-coded closet that I see every single day, and you put me in exactly the same spot, like it didn't move, not even an inch. And so then he decided to put me in different spots in the room every single day. I was in a different spot until he put me on his ceiling fan.
That's what it took for you to notice.
I was like, this is ridiculous. Anyway, these kids are amazing. They have, you guys have ridiculous shoes to fill up here. They work incredibly hard. They never leave the orchestra room, whether I want them to or not. I want them leaving at 5:30 going, bye guys, and they're still often there. Because this is a second home to them. And this room has meant a lot to many of them. This is their last time they're performing in the Alexandria Area High School Performing Arts Center. Those that are parents of 7th and 8th graders in here, you will start to get to sit in these chairs and not bleachers really soon, which is very, very exciting. If you are a parent of a high school student and you are near a parent of a middle school student, turn to them and say, there's hope. You get to sit in normal chairs for a little while. But they're a very special crew, and I love them very, very much, and they're going to be greatly missed. So let's give our seniors a round of applause. All right, let's make our last piece amazing. Here we go, Percy's. You better be calling me Lord for the rest